Hey guys, it's me, Arthur Jr. 86, back for another toy review. And today we're going to be looking at Marvel's Destroyer from the Thor, the Mighty Avenger movie line. And on the box, you can see up at the top right, it has the Avengers Assemble seal up there, as well as a picture of Thor, gripping his hammer there on the left-hand side. And on the bottom right, it has a little note there that says Mighty Fire Glow, which is going to be the action feature for this figure. So let's go ahead and turn it around and see what we got there. Okay, so here we go. We've got a picture of the Destroyer. You can see his chest is lit up. It's bright red there. On the box, it's saying there, Mighty Fire Glow, with bolts of lightning coming out in all kinds of directions. And the note on the back here says, forged by Odin and infused with his power, the Odin Force, this unstoppable weapon is locked deep beneath the palace in the Allfather's weapons vault, created to defeat the most terrifying threats in all the 9 realms. No enemy has ever faced this guardian and won. Its sole master is the reigning king of Asgard, and so it waits for Odin's next command. Alright, and also right below that, it's featuring 3 other figures from this movie line that you can get. Hammer Smash Thor, Blade Battle Marvel's Hogun, and Harpoon Blade Fandral. And the Destroyer here is actually number 11 in the series, so let's go ahead and open it up and see what we got. Okay, so here we go. We've got Marvel's Destroyer outside of the packaging. As you can see, he is a solid gray color. He's got a lot of ribbing throughout his body. It looks like it's all strips of metal, put together. If you look on his arms, there's like little bolts, almost it looks like, that are just poking out. So there's a lot of nice, like, metallic, like, looking detail here. There's his backside. Not only is there, a very unique or distinct metal looking appearance, but he also looks really, really muscular, and there's a lot of muscle definition throughout this guy's body. But the other thing I'd like to point out that's a little bit odd is his head. Now, his head is almost more of like a translucent sort of appearance, as opposed to the rest of the body, which is like a very solid gray, sort of silver color. And I'm going to talk about the action feature here in just a minute. But first, before we get to that, let's look at the articulation on this guy. Okay, let's look at the articulation on the Destroyer. Let's see, his head can do a full 360-degree turn. However, there's not really that much up and down motion. His arm can rotate around 360 degrees. He can bend his elbows in and out like that. His wrist is fully, it can turn around fully 360 degrees. However, this hand is molded shut. He's got a closed fist here, so he can't be holding anything there. This other hand does have an open, this other hand is open, so if you have, like, maybe, I don't know, like a sword or something you want him to hold, he can do that. The legs here can turn around nicely. The knees here are actually double jointed, which is pretty nice. You can get some good poses out of that, I'm sure. The feet here can turn around fully, 360 degrees. They can move back and forward. Right now, this guy's a little bit stiff. I just took him out of the packaging. But otherwise, this guy's got some pretty good articulation. So let's go ahead and talk about the action feature. Okay, so the action feature says that he has a mighty fire glow, and on the box it depicted him as having a red glow to him. So there's the box with a picture of him glowing. Let's take a look. There's actually a button right here on his torso, right above my thumb, that you can press and he will light up. So here we go, let's see what happens. Okay, so that chest is not quite as much of a solid color as I thought it was. The light actually does shine through it pretty nicely. I know I mentioned the head earlier. Actually, let's compare. Let's see here. The glow. Yeah, see, it doesn't pick up as nicely through the camera, but the glow does seem to disperse pretty well, or fairly okay, throughout his chest. You know, you're probably not seeing it too well through the camera, but it glows okay. I know earlier I mentioned that the head is got like this very translucent look to it. I was kind of expecting that the light might even shine through the head. That doesn't happen at all. So the head looks a little out of place, to me at least, but otherwise it still looks pretty good. So I'm gonna give you guys my final thoughts. So here we go. Okay, so here are my final thoughts. As far as the paint job goes, it's all one solid color, which is fine because it does imitate, the Destroyer pretty well from the first Thor movie. I mean, he looks pretty much exactly like it. The molding is actually pretty nice. There's a lot of detail on the arms and the legs. You've got strips of metal. The dividers in between the strips of the metal they really stand out, as well as like little bolts that seem to stick out along the arms and the legs. There's a lot of muscle definition here as well. And the action feature, the glow, is okay. It's not bad. It looks alright. It does take batteries. It takes those little cell batteries, but it is included with this figure, which is good. The only real downside that I can think of for this figure is that it doesn't come with any accessories, no weapons, nothing extra to give it a little more personality. But that's okay. The Destroyer never really had any weapons in the movie. It was just him. But as you can see, he's also pretty big. I haven't reviewed the other figure here, but if you look, here's Thor in his packaging. Stand them side by side. Obviously, the Destroyer is certainly a little bit bigger, but it doesn't seem like maybe he's going to tower over him as much as, say, he did in the movie. But otherwise, the Destroyer's fine. It's a decent buy. I got it pretty cheap over at Five Below for like $4. So for a $4 buy, that's pretty good. Whereas, when these figures first released, what was that, like 3 years ago? You're probably paying $9, $10 for it. So for a $4 deal, I would say definitely pick this guy up. He looks awesome. But that's about it. So that's going to wrap it up for this review. See you later, guys.